NBC is trying out its own streaming service. Alec Baldwin, Tracey Ullman, and Jenny Slate are getting their own TV shows. And Garfunkel and Oates just can't seem to catch a break. Hey NBC, I got something for you to stream. My whittle butt. This is C Plus News Time.
It's C Plus News Time with your host, Chad White.
Welcome back to C Plus News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the news you definitely didn't know about for the week of March 2nd, 2015. How would you like to see some of NBC's greatest comedy shows only on the internet? Well, all you cord cutters out there might like this next deal. NBC is saying that they want to start their own streaming service, something like CBS's streaming service. It'll cost about $250 to $350 per month, but you get all of the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the SNLs, what else they got? Parks and Recreation, and I guess, I don't know, is Blacklist a comedy show? I don't care, whatever. But you'll get all of that stuff and maybe some original content. They're testing out this streaming service at some point in the future, but we'll definitely see how this goes for them. How would you 30 Rock fans like to see Alec Baldwin back on TV? This time in an HBO series that's an hour-long drama. He'll be playing Joe Byrne, a billionaire real estate developer, philanthropist, whatever that means, who's elected mayor of New York City. It turns out that the character will be unexpectedly rocketed in New York City politics. Deadline describes the stories as dark but not as pitch black as House of Cards. Speaking of dark segue, Jenny Slate, star of the super dark indie comedy Obvious Child, will reportedly be returning her married status down a little bit. The married star is going to be going from regular to recurring role in the next season of the 10-episode Season 2 Married on FX to reportedly star in her own FX pilot on the entire network. Details are a little bit sketchy right now, but she's going to be reteaming with Gillian Robespierre, who also directed Obvious Child, and Elizabeth Holm. And I don't have a segue for this, but Tracey Ullman is returning to the BBC and a show called The Tracey Ullman Show? That sounds pretty familiar. Well, the BBC's report doesn't say what form the show will take, but there probably will be some sketch comedy of course, because that's how Tracey Ullman does her things, and maybe a cartoon about a yellow family who just happens to be dysfunctional, but they love each other. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Shane Allen, the BBC's controller of comedy commissioning, said it's about time the Americans gave her back, adding that she has been the missing gem in the British comedy crown for too long. He also said that talent doesn't come much bigger than Ullman, and the British viewers are in for a huge treat. That's going to be a big surprise. Hopefully they do have their second Simpsons on their hand. We'll definitely see what happens when the Tracey Ullman Show returns to BBC some point in the future. And finally, in a bit of sad news for musical TV bands everywhere, IFC has officially canceled Garfunkel and Oates. The series ran for 10 episodes last year with the stars Kate Micucci and Ricky Lindholm. Garfunkel and Oates. I don't know which one's Garfunkel and which one's Oates. Who's And, by the way? That's such a weird thing. Anyway, the show had a lot of common with its peers. Comedy Bang Bang was indie comedy, and Garfunkel and Oates is indie comedy. And the show focused on their personal lives as they played music and just went on dates. And also, the show included a lot of their music. But the show did not hit a chord with the viewers, but it probably did have a lot of fans. Sadly, though, the show has been canceled. This brings a stark reminder to a lot of TV bands that are gone from us. Flight of the Conchords. That's about it. That's all I can think of. I don't know any other TV bands. And that's all I got for you for C Plus News Time. Go out, enjoy yourselves, eat, drink, be merry. Why are you taking advice from a guy on YouTube? Speaking of which, you can subscribe to us on YouTube somewhere. Let's do here today. This seems good. You can follow us on Twitter at C+Comedy. You can follow me on Twitter at ChadBlackWhite. You can also check out the website cpluscomedy.com, C-P-L-U-S, not the actual plus sign, like that. That's how people do it. And where you can find a bunch of articles, news, videos, music, podcasts, pictures, comics, everything you'd ever want. Maybe even a shirtless picture of me. Oh, thank you for watching.